companies work really well together with agency and client. What tips could you give marketers and agencies to develop this kind of relationship?
Well, I mean, as the agent, I got to let the client go first. So I think that's rule number one.
I think certainly one of the things I really appreciate about having worked with Dave and his team, it's listening. There's so many times when people come to us with an idea that they believe is a good idea without having done the research, without really trying to understand where the client is coming from. So, you know, one of the great things about this property, before we got into the details of the execution, was really that they listened to the strategy, understood our business challenges, and put something together that was really right for Sprint.
And I think from my side, it's that we work very closely. It's not the traditional client-agency relationship, and we're very candid with each other. So not all conversations are great and wonderful and warm and fuzzy, but they're honest, and it allows us to cut through the clutter. And even if we don't have a good conversation, there's mutual respect there. And you know, and that's all that matters, because to get something through, you really have to just be honest about what works, what doesn't, and why, and we can debate those points, and then we figure it out and we move on. And I think that's, you know, really important.
What, in each of your opinions, is the biggest challenge working in the interactive space for a brand, for an agency?
Well, I mean, I'll take this one first. I mean, it sounds a little bit like a kiss, you know what, but you know, not all clients are forward-thinking and willing to push the limits. So a lot of times, internally on the client side, the stuff that we create and propose pushes the boundaries. And you know, we've seen this within the motherhood and with Sprint Heroes and things like that. But you know, Simon is one. If he believes in something, he will fight for it internally. So you know, we have great clients at Mindshare, but if they were all as forward-thinking as Simon, it would make my life a lot easier, and I'd have fewer gray hairs.
I think probably coupled with that is around building the business case, because for me to sell an idea into my senior management, it's got to be founded in a strong business rationale. So we've got to explain why this is a good idea, why it delivers on the strategy, why it's on brand, and what we expect to get at the back end. So it's one of those things where we have to go through a lot of work in order for a proposal to be kind of ready to share with senior management. But normally, when that proposal is ready, it should sell itself. And if it can't really sell itself, then you probably haven't done enough homework, or at least can't justify it. So, but I think to a degree, that's probably what, in a way, helps us, is getting that rigor right, getting that business case strong enough up front.
This Heroes partnership was such a success across so many dimensions. What's next?
I mean, we've got a few projects in the hopper, which we obviously can't talk about, but one we just launched is a business site for Sprint called Business on Main.
And that's something that, you know, we found outside of the kind of heroes arena. One of the challenges we found specifically for the business community is that there wasn't enough kind of consistent engagement with them, and so we built a wonderful site with a lot of video content, a lot of interactive, a lot of social networking opportunities that helps business people who are customers or may not be customers of Sprint yet, hopefully, to engage with their peers in their community or their industry, and really sort of improve their business knowledge and really stay in touch. So that in itself is a great initiative that we have started. But again, jumping back to this point, and I do keep going on about it, about getting the business case right. Had we not have had such success with Heroes, we would not have been able to justify the case for Business on Main. And similarly with the other projects that come up. So success does breed success, but you won't get that first success unless you do your homework up front.